A pleasure to meet all at last. Welcome once again to Nerf Secrets Revealed Aftersought Part 2. So, what I'm going to be doing here is, believe it or not, a gel fire blaster. Yeah, you might remember when I did a little Stratobow review and it didn't exactly work too well because invisible integration couldn't quite work well with it. However, I did have to wait a little while before I could eventually find a solution to be able to put invisibles within the hoppers of a gel fire blaster. Well, recently, I feel like I got a good opportunity to showcase this on camera. So we're gonna start things off with the gel fire Ghost. Basically the longest of the bunch so far. And I'd also like to point out, this might be the most powerful of the bunch, having a high chronograph fixation. As opposed to other gel fire blasters of its type, I'd say this one can definitely hit up on the FPS range. It pretty much varies from different persons whom have reviewed this, different versions of the blaster that have come around, as well as different models that we've seen over the years. But in my case though, this thing has hit up well over 200 FPS per shot, which is insane. It's almost airsoft quality compared to that of other Nerf blasters. But amongst all things though, I'm mostly here for one specific purpose. But first, let's talk a bit about the blaster itself. As you just saw, it basically is a simple bolt action rifle, but of course, it's a little bit more than that. It basically fires gel fire rounds, which as we know are Nerf's own addition to the likes of the gel blaster craze that has been ongoing for quite a while. And I'd say in any particular instance, they actually do a pretty decent job with putting up a good gel blaster series. Being a bit of a latecomer though, it's a bit hard to imagine just how well they can piece this together. I'd say though, given the current results that we've had for almost 2 years since they first started releasing these kind of blasters, they actually are doing a pretty splendid job. And I'd say with the Ghost, it's probably one of the best models that I've had out of all the ones that we got in the series. It has a unique foregrip, as you can see, with that nice honeycomb texture to it. It also has the same kind of texture on the stock as well. And well, as you can see, it actually extends. So this actually can fit into my frame pretty well. And I'd say it does work quite well, given the fact that, well, it's a sniper rifle type blaster. I guess if there's one problem about this is that they didn't include any accessories for this. A scope and a bipod, pretty much. Even with the likes of the Long Shots, Long Strike, and Centurion, blasters like those have in fact come with their own sniper-esque accessories like those. And it's kind of a shame that with something like this, they probably could have made their own exclusive pieces that would have come along with this blaster. And seeing that they have tactical rails, very much like what we saw in the Keen lineup as well as the Rival line, the real question is, why wouldn't they try that out? Also, as you have just noticed, this is actually a case where we can actually remove the bolts like so. Anyone who could be right-handed, left-handed, or ambidextrous like myself will easily find a good way to, in fact, adjust it to your liking. And well, you probably can't exactly tell, but these blasters, the rounds in particular, do shoot pretty hard. And you probably didn't hear that, right? But the last shot I fired was right at a basketball hoop, only 50 feet away from me. And it certainly hit pretty hard. But, well, yeah, I've gone through, I guess, yep, we're all empty here. So, it's time for the invisible test. I feel like that, given the type of blaster we're using here, well, I guess with that in mind, let's also remove the barrel. Yeah, unlike the Centurion, you can't really remove that barrel unless you did some mods to it first. But in this case, we definitely have a good sniper blaster that you can remove the barrel from, like so. And now it does kind of look like a certain battle rifle-esque type of blaster and not some sniper thing. But in any case though, Okay, let's try that again. Well, let's see here. Whew. That actually did bump my shoulder a few times. But you know what though? I'd say, with all the things in play here, having a removable barrel, an ambidextrous bolt, which is an optional piece that you can thread on or off, and you also have adjustable sights on here. I'd say with all these different things here, right down to this extendable stock, the Gelfire Ghost is in fact an amazing blaster. Certainly like top 5 best of 2023, and probably maybe within top 5 best 2020s that we have so far. The entirety of this decade so far has brought some impressive new stuff. A lot of new material for us to work with. Lots of new lines, especially when Nerf has had a prior history with keeping them around for long periods of time. I mean, it's great that we have rivals still, but Elite, unfortunately, hasn't really gone on too well since 2020. They kind of stopped after the Shell Strike came out. But you know what? At least with these newer series that we have nowadays, I feel like we could probably make them work. They might not be the best regarding new Nerf material, but the Gelfire line is a nice way to bring about gel blasters to the whole entirety of the Nerf brand itself. And the Ghost is certainly one of the best that we've gotten. I feel like that with other models out there, like the Mythic and the Raid, and probably even the new Uproar. And there's even supposed to be a few more of these blasters coming out soon, so we're definitely going to have a lot of work to do here. And so, my overall rating on the Ghost is going to be a good 9.1 out of 10.1. Has some good style to it, has some nice functionality to it, a lot of optional pieces that you can use to customize to your liking, and of course, it is very powerful. And I'd say, given my current age status, it actually works quite well, given the fact that not too many people out there like to play with Nerf in this day and age. So, that's basically it for the Gelfire line, until I can have something a little more feasible to work with for clip system based blasters. But hey, at least there's other types of Gelfire blasters that we can work with for now. Like maybe I could bring in the Igniter, for instance. That might actually work pretty well. Until then though, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side.